CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Wednesday. A complaint about an impaired driver resulted in a drug bust for Greater Sudbury Police. Police received a call about a vehicle being driven erratically on Municipal Road 35 in the community of Azilda Tuesday evening. Officers located and pulled the driver over a short while later in Chelmsford, where police conducted a field sobriety test. Police say the driver was then taken to police headquarters, where it was confirmed he was impaired by drugs. A search of the vehicle found 624 grams of suspected cocaine, multiple cell phones, and drug packaging materials. The drugs are valued at more than $62,000. A 22-year-old man from Sudbury now faces trafficking and impaired driving charges. Sun, cloud, and snow on this Wednesday, but temperatures are still below normal for this time of year. Is the warm-up coming soon? For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. What say you, Rick?
Oh, it's coming, but we do have a snowfall warning for some areas of Northeastern Ontario. As you can see, Caphurst, 10 to 15 centimeters of snow for tonight, in Moosonee, by the way, 5 to 10. So that's the snowfall warning. We've got rain in the forecast for tomorrow, Tony. Here's our systems map, courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. It's going to be wet tomorrow, the mixture of some flurries as well, so some sleet or showers. Then it'll be wet for a couple of days. We'll get through that and a lot more, but it will be warmer with some of the temperatures. So combination of, well, some rain, some flurries, and some warmer temperatures. Details coming up on the 5-day forecast, Tony.
Thanks for that, Rick. The city of North Bay is buying the building and surrounding lands owned by the North Bay Mattawa Conservation Authority. The deal for more than $1 million was approved last night at City Council. CTV's Eric Tashner tells us more.
Approximately 50 hectares of land, including Laurentian Ski Hill and the Interpretive Centre building, which houses the Conservation Authority's offices, will now be transferred to the City of North Bay after Council voted to buy the property.
To preserve that in perpetuity for our residents and our neighboring municipalities.
The $1.4 million agreement was backed by the Conservation Authority Board last week, and this deal has been long in the making. Officials add this is not part of the consolidation of conservation authorities by the province.
The province has encouraged conservation authorities to focus on delivering our mandated programs like flood control.
The Conservation Authority will remain on site as a tenant, keeping all programs, services and staffing in place with no changes.
Managing the property that included the ski hill was really outside of Conservation Authority's normal mandate.
As part of the sale, the city will preserve the land as a green space.
We have to protect our public lands, and this makes sure that we do infinitum.
Councillor Tanya Vraybosch cast the lone vote against the purchase, saying the city should not be in the ski hill business, citing the piecemeal process and the hundreds of thousands in capital risk.
Not quite knowing the full, true impact it's going to have on future budgets. I think there's a risk. I think there's a liability.
The Laurentian Ski Hill and Snowboard Club will continue operations under a new lease agreement that will have to be negotiated with the city.
We've subsidized the ski hill over the years, but at the same time, it is a tool that we use when people come to North Bay.
The trail network is going to remain part of the Laurentian Escarpment Conservation Area with no changes to public access. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
An inquest has been launched into the 2020 death of a man in Elliott Lake. The supervising coroner for Northern Ontario made the announcement for an inquest into the death of Robert Shane Rhodes. The 49-year-old died following an interaction with OPP officers at an Elliott Lake probation and parole office in April 2020. To read more on this story, visit our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. The city of North Bay, now the latest to join a long list of northern municipalities, calling on the province to act and make safety improvements to highways 11 and 17.
And the province needs to move. It needs to move quickly in cooperation with the federal government, and I believe that we need a major expansion on our bypass also. It's not only just the North Highway, it's our bypass. Highway 11 and 17 both combine into our bypass, and we have 5 interchanges that are constantly impacted.
As well at the federal.
And the motion before council called on the province to make safety improvements, including 4-laning where feasible and expanded use of the 2+1 highway model. It also calls on the province to work collaboratively with municipalities, Indigenous communities, and the federal government to modernize the transportation corridor. The motion and subsequent vote was unanimous. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, we're heading to Elliott Lake and the Fire Tower webcam. This is courtesy of the city of Elliott Lake. It's 0 out there. We're back in just a few minutes.
Pure Country 91.7. Sudbury's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Leading off and batting first for tonight in the weather, our 5-day forecast. Snowfall warning for Caphurst. 10 to 15 centimeters of snow in Moosonee, not too bad. Only 5 to 10. Forecast radar, we've got a system of wet weather coming to the northeast. Again, we'll have some flurry activity, so some sleet as well. Temperatures will perk up, but we will be wet. It'll get wet. Rain in a couple of days. Sudbury Nickel Belt, here we go. Chance of showers for tomorrow, so showers ending by about noon. 6 degrees. Chance of snow on Friday. It's going to be 6, and we've got a 40% chance of snow. Saturday, sunshine at 7. Chance of sleet at 60%. Sunday at 5, and 13 degrees Monday with a 60% chance of rain to start washing away that snow. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of sleet at 40% tomorrow, 2 degrees. 4 on Friday, sun and cloud. Saturday, plenty of sunshine at 7 degrees. Again, more sleet coming your way. Showers or flurries Sunday at 5. 11 once again Monday. That's going to be a warm day. 60% chance of rain. That's going to help with that snow melt in the Soo. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of showers tomorrow at 40%. 6 degrees your high. 3 on Friday. Chance of flurries. Saturday, some sun and cloud at 7. Another hockey stick day on Sunday at 7. 40% chance of showers and a 60% chance of rain on Monday. 11 degrees. That looks like a predominant average come Monday again. So a warmer temperature and more rain in the forecast. How about Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake? Chance of showers at 40% tomorrow. 7 degrees your high. 5 on Friday with the cloud. Sunshine Saturday, which is going to be a nice day across the northeast at 7. Chance of showers on Sunday, 6 degrees. And the chance of rain Monday, 13 degrees. So those temperatures will perk up just in time to start washing away and getting rid of the snow. And let's have a look now at North Bay, West Nipissing. Showers for tomorrow, so a wet day guaranteed at 7. 6 degrees on Friday, chance of snow Saturday. Sunny skies at 7. Chance of rain 60% Sunday at 6, and 14 degrees Monday, 60% chance of rain. Tony, how do you like that? 14, 13, 12 degrees on Sunday and Monday. It is going to start getting warmer. And again, rain in the forecast. Back to you.
Thanks for the forecast, Rick. Sudbury Police unveiled a new addition to their fleet today, an armored vehicle which will be deployed during high-risk incidents. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
It's called a Tactical Rescue Vehicle, or TRV. The armored unit was officially unveiled today, offering a look at the first vehicle of its kind for Sudbury's specialized teams.
We do have an emergency response unit and a hostage rescue team, and adequacy standards say that we need this piece of equipment here locally. It's been a long time coming. It's just really going to allow our officers to effectively rescue individuals in hostage situations.
Police emphasize the TRV is not for general patrol. It will only be deployed by the emergency response team and the K9 unit for high-risk calls and specialized training. The armor allows officers to get closer to dangerous scenes to de-escalate situations without immediately resorting to force.
Most often, we're dealing with people with weapons, firearms, edged weapons, people who display high levels of violence, people who are a danger to themselves and to the community itself. Communities are evolving, drug problems are evolving. Things are getting worse, and we just need the technology and the equipment to better deal with those situations.
The vehicle has already been put to work. Cunningham says it has been used twice in the last month, where both situations were resolved peacefully.
We did have a high-risk situation out on MR80 in which we used it, and we're again successfully able to get closer to the residents and get the individuals out of the residence. And again, recently at a very high-risk situation on King Street, in which firearms were located at both. So these are instances where high risk that our emergency response team will be out and activated at.
Sudbury Police acquired the new vehicle from Barrie Police, who no longer needed it. It was purchased for $17,500, which they say is a fraction of the cost of a new unit. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Connecting people of all abilities. Coming up on CTV News at 5, a company has created what it calls a fair and inclusive global platform for workers. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching CTV News at 5. I'm Tony Ryma. A Canadian initiative focused on improving workforce participation and accessibility is launching in Sudbury. Enable Talent aims to connect job seekers with employers on an AI-powered workforce platform. CTV's Lindsay Alick has more.
The founder of Enable Talent knows firsthand the challenges people with disabilities can face when trying to find employment.
Someone with lived experience of partial vision impairment amongst those group of people with invisible disabilities, which is almost 27% of the Canadian population. So going through those systematic barriers of navigating employment journey, being rejected by traditional software solution, I thought things could be done in a better way.
In 2023, he partnered with a team of experienced technologists and workforce experts to create Enable Talent, a platform that connects exceptional professionals with forward-thinking employers through AI-powered matching and personalized support.
Institutions are already doing great amount of work. The goal is to not replace them or do something which will need more resources, but the problem will still remain. So the goal is to unify those efforts, work together.
Regional platforms already exist in the U.S., Africa, Spain, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. Today, the Sudbury pilot was launched with several dignitaries in attendance who all say they support this initiative.
Sometimes there's people in the population that maybe have some challenges to enter the workforce. This is reducing the barriers for folks to enter the workforce. That's why we're so delighted that they'll actually have an office in Greater Sudbury, and certainly ensuring that we're able to fill the workforce needs in our community.
Singh says the company will hire 10 roles at NorCap by the end of the year. With regards to further expansion in the north, the company hopes to be in Thunder Bay by the end of the year and North Bay and Timmins in 2027. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Warmer spring temperatures mean bears are now emerging from their winter hibernation, and that's prompted police and ministry officials to issue reminders on how to prevent close encounters. CTV's Angela Gemmel has more from Sudbury.
Their long winter's nap is over. Now bears are emerging from their dens looking to fill their tummies.
Bears aren't coming around people because they want to be around people. But they do come around people if they can get something to eat, because they're always looking for food.
Mike McIntosh and his wife operate the Bear with a Sanctuary and Rehabilitation Center east of Parry Sound. He spent his life learning about bears and their behaviors.
Even though they're not that hungry when they first come out of the den, they start to work up an appetite just because they're moving and using up energy. And if everything went well for them in the past fall or summer, they've lots of body fat left over to use up during the first few months of spring. However, if they can find an easy food source, they will take it.
According to the Ministry of Natural Resources, there's little natural food for the bears right now, so they're following food smells coming from nearby residential neighborhoods.
It is Northern Ontario, so we're bound to see bears at some point. Be cautious. Sometimes they get a little bit more aggressive at certain times of the year, depending on how much food is available to them. Usually they don't venture into the communities unless they're hungry.
Given that bears are in search of food, the MNR and the OPP have issued tips to to prevent bear encounters. Precautions like storing garbage in containers with lids, removing bird feeders, and cleaning food residue from barbecues. Smells the bears are attracted to.
If a bear's just roaming around your neighborhood or your backyard, that's no reason for alarm. But that is time to try and figure out why the bear is there, especially if you see it regularly. That means it's getting something to eat.
Between April and November, the MNR operates a non-emergency, toll-free, bear-wise reporting line for encounters. But police say if a bear poses an immediate threat with aggressive behavior, it's best to call 911. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Briefly now in sports, to playoff action where a familiar team will be playing in the NOJHL Finals. The Sioux Eagles made the Sudbury Cubs fight for it, pushing Game 4 last night to overtime. The Cubs would win on a power play in the extra frame. This will be the third year in a row the Cubs will make the final. Who they'll play could be decided tonight. The Timmins Rock are hosting the Hearst Lumberjacks this evening. A win for the Rock will send them to the final against the top-seeded Cubs. Puck drop is 7 o'clock. OHL Round 2 action kicks off tonight for the North Bay Battalion. They're up against the Brantford Bulldogs, who swept Sudbury in Round 1. Game time is 7 p.m. in Brantford. It's a personal story. When we return, our Northern Book Club takes us to Huntsville. You're watching First at 5. A Muskoka author released this book last year, but it is still resonating with readers. It's called Addiction, Grief, and Joy, A Son's Struggle and a Mother's Love. Yvonne Heath now joins us from Huntsville. Hi there, Yvonne. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Happy to be here.
This is a very personal story. Tell us why you wrote this book and what did you learn by putting all those words on paper?
Well, it's interesting. We've had conversations in the past about my first book, Love Your Life to Death, which is a lot of my nursing experience of 27 years working in chemotherapy and many other departments. And actually, the catalyst for that book was our older son experiencing grief and going down the road of drugs and addiction, and people afraid to speak to us because they didn't know what to do or say, and so they avoided. So that was the catalyst of, are we well prepared for grief, dying, death, hard conversations as professionals? And the answer is no. So fast forward a decade later, we thought we were going to be experiencing an empty nest with our younger twins going off to university. Got a call from our son, our older son's friend from out west, saying his life was spiraling out of control with addiction, and we moved him home. I was going to love him sober. I put on my cape. Spoiler alert, that didn't work. and so I had a choice. I could either embrace the radical acceptance, teach myself how to navigate this, learn more about addiction, and that's what I did. And I had no idea I was going to write a book about it. This book is just my journey, the times I was a hot mess, everything I learned, and just sharing my experience. I believe in sharing our stories, we heal ourselves and each other. And so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and this book is not only about addiction. I think you mentioned, I read somewhere, it's about grief along with mental, physical, and emotional health. Is it tough to continue to support your son? You know, some would maybe throw their hands up and say, enough, I can't give anymore. I can't say anymore or help you anymore. Did you go through those feelings?
100%. It's a roller coaster. And, when we understand grief and joy, and the fact that the truth is, when we are ill prepared for grief, dying, death, transitions, what do a lot of people do? We numb our pain, and that's part of what happens in addiction. And the truth is, the elephant in the room, it's right over there. One of the most glamorized drugs out there is alcohol, and we use it to celebrate, we use it to numb, we use it all the time. And for some people, it destroys their lives, as does any other drug. So I had to educate myself. All of this has been easier said than done. That is for sure.
Yvonne, thanks so much for your time and continued success.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yvonne Heath was our guest, and to see more of our authors and our Northern Book Club, head to CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Our first community close-up is from Sault Ste. Marie. Wendy Lynn Hill says she went for a walk one evening and says the city was getting more snow. She told us, can't wait until it's all gone. Thanks so much for the video, Wendy Lynn. Speaking of snow, Deborah Ann Gauthier sent us this video of her son Josh in Timmins removing snow Easter weekend. Yes, the north still has plenty of the white stuff out there. Thanks so much for the video, Deborah Ann. Wawa Tourism posted this picture last week saying the community's famous goose has always dreamed of reaching the stars but didn't quite make the cut. This shot is in support of the Artemis 2 mission and, of course, Canadian Jeremy Hansen. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. The Timmins Police Service was entertaining a special guest today. Ahead of his appearance at Timmins Con this weekend, Lou Ferrigno toured police headquarters and talked with members of the service. Ferrigno is best known for his role as the Incredible Hulk of the 1970s television series. While he played an angry superhero on television, he's been a reserve deputy for 20 years and has completed academy training to be a full peace officer. It's part of the reason he supports police services wherever he goes.
Father was the NYPD lieutenant, and I grew up in law enforcement, so I can see the other side of it. And I want to feel like I got a great education today, this morning, this gentleman, about Timmins, Canada, especially had to do with the drug issue, the alcohol issue, the crime related. But you're in good hands with him and you guys.
And folks in Timmins can meet the Incredible Hulk this weekend at Timmins Con Saturday and Sunday. And we're going to leave you with some of that video from the 1970s. There's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.